Good afternoon and happy Friday. We are June the 12th and we are still in lockdown, lock in, lock over, lock through, whatever. And I am delighted to be here. Looking forward to seeing you show up in the comments and tell me that you would like a card read. I'm with my Wisdom of the Garden Path cards today again. I realized in reviewing the videos that I've been going off deck quite a lot, which is perfectly all right, and it's nice to come back to them. I've been working with them and reading them for a good many people this week, so they're warm and ready to go, and life is good. I'm going to shift this table a little bit. There, is that better? I can't decide. All right. So we are approaching a okay, excuse me, I'm getting a funny message. I don't know which. Okay, so no, exploring paths to cosmic wisdom. There. Yeah, so somebody's trying to find their way in. That's what that is. And hopefully they will get here. Very cool. Ba-dum-bum. What was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about tomorrow is the 13th, which 1 and 3 add up to 4, and we're in a 4 year, so we've got another one of those cipher days that are so spiritually powerful. The theme I want to go with today, though, because it was a card that came up in another reading at a really important spot, and that was the imagination card. I should pull it out and show it to you because it's a cool card, and the message is particularly applicable to this time of lock-in. It's number 5, so it's about growth and expansion and movement and travel and things like that, which we can't do right now. The gray banner along the bottom indicates a time of rest, and yeah, instead of, I should leave that out. So you know, this tree is pretty soon going to release those leaves. They have served their time, they're done with, they're going to be let go. And for the next foreseeable months, there will be no buds and no blossoms and no fruit. It is a time of rest and preparation. And it's while we're not doing that productive stuff that we can imagine all the possibilities. Hello, Penny. How lovely to see you. I'm glad you got here. Let me know in the comments if you want a card. I don't pull one unless people specifically ask. But I'm using my Wisdom of the Garden Path cards, which I think I've read for you before. And my theme for today, my text for the day, is around imagination. It's around envisioning where we want to be after there's not going to be a return to the way things were. So we get to choose the direction of where we're going. Hey Cheryl, how good to see you. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a card. That's lovely. Yes, please, she says. You're speedy quick. Okay, I hope that means there's less of a delay on the comments. The other day I had people telling me it was taking as much as a minute before I saw the comment. Okay, so I'm drawing for Cheryl. and I'm getting this one. Oh, this is interesting. All right. So especially if the theme is imagination and visioning what's ahead for us, then you have drawn number 15, which is synthesis, which you can see the brambles on this vine. There are some down by my little finger and in the back that are still white and hard, and they're only just become berries. And then there's green ones, and there's a bit puffier, a little bit pink, and there's some that are kind of orange, and the ones that are getting into purple, and finally the ripe ones at the very front that are in fact blackberries. So the message of this card is around gathering things that are in different stages of development, that are maybe coming from different places, pulling value from many different places, and you being the place where they all come together and they get organized into something else, and made into something sensible that you can share. So in the same way that we can go in the kitchen and gather up the eggs and the milk and the flour and the sugar, and we are the one who turns it into a sponge cake, or however that goes. There's a place in your life where you're bringing things together and making something whole out of them, which is really rather wonderful. And that's it may be applying to your work, I don't know, but that's rather lovely. Penny, I see you, and Ali. Ali, after I do Penny, I will do you, and we will. So this is lovely to see you all, for sure. Okay, so I am drawing for Penny. This one is sticking. Oh, how lovely. This is a nice, I always say that, don't I? I love these cards. And then when I see any one of them, I love it again. All right, so this is number 35, Curiosity. The sunflower, I don't know if you live with sunflowers, Penny, I can't remember where you are. But they follow, they track the sun's movement across the sky in the course of a day in the summertime. So they're always, on the lookout for what they need in order to photosynthesize and develop and grow. And there's a sort of a seeking energy that comes with that. So as a place to put, if our theme for the day is imagination and where we want to be, whether it's this time next year or this time in 2 years, what direction we want to be moving when things start to move again. You doing the research is kind of the message of this. 3 is about inspiration, 5 is about growth, and those are coming together as an 8, which is the flow of spiritual energy and of concepts and ideas that aren't in the physical world yet, but you can bring them. That's really nice. I like that. All right, Ali, and then I see Tammy. Hello, Tammy. I don't know your name. Welcome. That is, it's so lovely. I'm always excited when I see people who are here new. Okay, Ali. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. You are welcome to correct me if I'm not. Okay, for Ali. Oh, we have number 7, which is, number 7 is always called the teacher. And this is the pure 7. It is the teaching. It is beech nuts, which are they're very valuable, very high in oil. The creatures that eat them from the tree are squirrels and creatures like that. Don't need a lot of them to get lots of very nutritious and calorific stuff. They can be in overload. They can be toxic. So like so many teachings, there's a call to not just check out. You're not going to read a textbook and believe every word of it and carry it with you forever. It's about finding the teaching and being balanced about how you take it on board with you. And remembering always that teaching is like a coin with two sides. Every time you are learning something, when you're going through an experience and you're learning that maybe you're learning that your neighbor is someone who likes to paint the fence purple. As you take in that lesson of what it is you're learning, and you're looking at your own tolerance and your own like or dislike for the color purple and for the fence and for the neighbor, when you're doing all of that processing, the people around you are learning what it looks like to see someone. How do you learn if you like purple? How do you learn if you like fence? Well, I know because I saw Ali do it when the neighbor was there, right? Am I making any kind of sense? Every time you're teaching, you're learning. Every time you're learning, you're teaching. So being aware of both sides of that and keeping the balance. Okay. Is Natalie? Of course it is. And you're a 7. That's very cool, Natalie. I like that. Okay, Tammy, or it could be Tammy. You can let me know that too. This is going to be for you. You're welcome, Cheryl Johnson, being so polite. Penny, I make you smile? Well, I'm delighted. Okay, VJ, I will be coming for you. And hello, Pam Jonas. Good to see you. This is great. Okay. I've lost myself. Who am I reading for this time? Tammy. Okay. Okay. Oh, you got to see them. All right. My eyes were closed. This is nice. This is another number 7. It's made up differently than just directly the teaching, but it is still around a teaching. And this is Hawthorne number 25. And it's about celebrating. No matter what, we woke up this morning. If that's the only thing we have to celebrate, it's still multiple things to celebrate because we're still breathing and we still got to where we are and we still have access to the computer and we're still able to indulge in this kind of activity. So there's always a reason to celebrate, no matter how much we might think otherwise. 2 is about relationships. It's about, and that's not just romance and couples, that's about everyone who crosses your path. The guy who puts your groceries in your trunk when you go pick them up. It's your kids' teachers on the other end of a Zoom call. It's every relationship. And the 5 is about growth and expansion. So, and goodness knows right now we are expanding the way we conduct relationships, and we're finding relationships in new places and in new ways. And they're coming together as a teaching for us, where we can learn new ways of being. We can celebrate the fact that we are overcoming all of these strange and wonderful hurdles that we couldn't have imagined a year ago. That's Tammy, this is yours. I don't know if there's anything specific in your life that you need to be reminded to celebrate, but go do a happy dance. That's a lovely energy to have. I like it. Okay, Ervije. I love seeing new names. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Heather. Yes, of course I will. I'm doing Ervije first. And I have. This is the one. Oh, this is nice. Haven't seen this for a little while. This is the redhead fountain grass. It's number 8. 8 is one of the numbers on the mental plane, and it's about the way that spirit flows through our minds and makes itself, it makes its presence known through inspired thought, through dreams sometimes, but as part of that flow that brings balance and symmetry and fairness into all things. So the flow, allowing yourself to be open to the flow. The orange banner across the bottom, or the bar, is indicates that it's a time of fruiting. There are things that have gone before when you have grown situations, and you have done the equivalent of oh dear, what's the word when a seed bursts out of its seed case and starts to grow? Germinating. You've done the germinating, you've done the growing, you've done the photosynthesizing, and you've gotten as far as the fruit. So work that you have done in the past is coming into fruition, and you're getting results now that are helping to flow the energy into your life. And if you're open to the presence of spirit, then you will see where that is flowing to on your mental plane. So in your thinking, in your dreaming. You're welcome, RVJ. I'm at Heather. May I have a card, please? Kathy, if you want one, you got to tell me so. Hey, Lori, welcome. Let me know in the comments if you would like a card. And I'm reading now for Heather. This is so good. All right. I get this. Oh, nice. All right, number 4, which is a call to be very practical and stable. Four-sided things usually don't fall over. This is a burr in the bottom of a snowbank, piece of a snowdrift. The message here is about waiting for time to be right. The brown banner across the bottom is an indication of waiting, and waiting is different from resting. Waiting, when you go to a waiting room somewhere, when you're at the doctor's or the dentist's, back in the days when you were allowed to go in and wait, it's an active thing. There's always a you have to be ready, because somebody might say, come now, so you're always ready. It isn't like being resting and relaxing and just using your time for yourself. Waiting has an alertness to it. So even though this burr cannot put roots down because it's in a snowbank and it's too far and the earth is frozen anyway, so it has to wait. It might as well just breathe and be with the knowledge that the snow can melt at any time, right? This was a fairly deep bank. It was there was a while to wait until spring, but that burr is not planning anything else except to get itself to the earth and get itself growing into its best self, right? Because all the world needs more burrs. So this is for Heather. Breathing means being very present in your own body, being conscious of your breath, and there may be a message here around a quiet practice, a meditation or a moving meditation or something like that. But also just being practical. Don't go galloping off in all directions. The 4 calls for being reliable, being dependable. And yeah, I think the fact that you got a waiting rather than a resting is because there are multiple directions that might give you a call sometime soon. So being ready. That's nice. That's good. All right. I saw Kathy say yes, please. Oh, but not until. Oh, did I read for Pam? I don't remember reading for Pam, but I don't. Oh, maybe I did. Okay, Pam, I'm really sorry. Let me know. You've said thank you, but I don't remember the card. That's so bizarre. Okay. So you say thank you. All right. So then Lori said yes, please, and Kathy said yes, please. So Lori was first. Here we go, Lori. We must chat soon. Ooh, Lori. Oh, I think I know a little bit of what this is about. All right. So you're you're getting to rest. Story. We tell ourselves stories all the time, and it's our stories that guide us with what it is that we're doing. Oh, Heather Killen. Yes, yes, it's different. It's different from the grapes, and yeah, I'm glad it speaks to you. Um, this autumn sumac, I love this. So the one and the two, we have you, your integral self, your central identity in community. Two is about the relationships, the people around you, and the people you're dealing with. And they're adding together to a three, which is the number of inspiration and creation and new things coming through. You are that hollow reed that brings things into the physical. The story that you tell can be based in imagination. It can be based in visualizing a future, telling the story that you want to live and allowing that to unfold, as opposed to wallowing in stories of being had done to and upset and the day you've dropped a rock on your foot. When we stay in that unhappy energy, then we just generate more unhappy energy. So being in a place where you can vary the way these sumac leaves, you can see there's all the different colors from green through a kind of orangey and a brownish edge and a red, really, really deep red. You can change your story depending on the conditions that you're in, and you can adapt how you feel about the world, because the world will look at you differently if you're telling a different or using a different way of telling your story. Does that make any sense? That was a bit incoherent. We can talk anyway. Let me know. All right, so Kathy, finally I get to you. Good, good. All right. Nobody new came in for a few minutes. This is very cool. I love that people are showing up right after two and frolicking in. Delightful, delightful. I'm having a good time. I hope you are too. Okay. So yes, good. All right. I'm glad, Laurie. I am. This is for cousin Kathy in Scotland. What is this one? Oh, nice. Okay, we've seen this recently in another place. Number 6. We're getting a lot of single digits today, which is interesting. Um, the snow on the raspberries, the allowing, the. Did you get this the other day? Because I remember talking about having to, and I know that you're in a situation where your next step has been delayed because of the because of everything being stopped You have a major move that was supposed to happen already, and now you have to wait for it to happen. And these similarly these raspberries are just lying down, bending over, letting the snow do its thing. And once the snow is gone, they will stand up straight and get on with what they were doing before. But there's a delay, and there's a necessity for adaptation, because reality is what it is. There is nothing these raspberry canes could do to change the weight of the snow. And if they resisted it, if they were the way they are, the texture that they are, the way that they grow, if they tried to stay standing tall with winter on top of them, they would snap. So by allowing the weight to bend them over, that is how they survive and thrive and go on to the next. Because raspberries fruit in the second year, so they absolutely have to get through a winter no matter where they are if they're going to be successful. So for you, 6 is the number of service, and it's often about serving your own path and the way that it's going to be. Going forward, you are going to be better served by the fact that you've had this time alone, and you've had this extra time to prepare. You've had this extra time to look at all the alternatives and get really entrenched with the choices that you're making. And you're serving the destiny that you came to live. So I really, really like that. Heather Killen, you got this. That's right. That's right. Not very long ago. And it worked for you too, didn't it? Because they do. We get the message we need on the day. For sure. So is anybody else here? Anybody who hasn't had... Did I must have read for Pam. Isn't that bizarre? I have totally blanked on that. I don't know what happened. Okay. So if anybody is lurking, I can't see, I don't get your names or see little eyeball icons like some people seem to. If you can't find the comment box, drop out of full screen and you will find it. I don't know. I guess different browsers, different things. On my screen, it's showing at the bottom left, but that doesn't mean much. Hello, Trish. How lovely to see you. I'm sorry I don't recognize your name. If it's your first time, welcome. How lovely. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to draw a card for you. I absolutely will. I am using today the Wisdom of the Garden Path cards, which are very new and available for pre-sale if you go to joleath.com. Go to, I think it's on readings. If you scroll down, I've got the deck there. They are coming for sure in the next 6 weeks, I would think. And Kathy, you're going to be able to move. You can just allow things to unfold. However, you didn't get stressed. Some people would get really, really stressed. Trish, oh, and thank you, Penny. That's lovely. Okay, so some people get stressed and upset when things don't go their way, Kathy, and what you have been able to do is like those raspberry canes. You've just bent over, let the snow do what it's doing. And when the thaw comes, you're going to be good to go. So that's really nice. I love it that you are not broken. I really do. Yes. Okay, so for Trish, friend of Penny, here we go. All right, it's in here. This one. Ooh, okay, Trish, friend of Penny. We have an instruction for you to pay attention. Something in your life isn't as it seems. It doesn't. It's not a horrible. This isn't a warning because somebody's going to throw a rock on your head or anything like that. But it's the deadly nightshade. It looks like a lovely, yummy, juicy berry. It isn't. So somewhere, whether this is just a warning to read the fine print on something, or to pay attention to someone who's telling you one thing or doing another, just to get really present and don't take anything for granted. 2 is the number of relationship of you with somebody else. Could be anybody. It's not about romantic relationships, but you and another person. The 9 is the number of all things, because 9 is the highest of the digits, the single digits. We're always adding up. So it contains all of the energies. So in community, there is connection and holistic energy. They're adding up. Of course, 2 and 9 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2 again. So in this relationship, there's something, it may very well be a sacred contract that you have with this person, that it's a very important learning for you to receive. And as it's happening, you might feel a little bit as though there's a really negative thing, but in truth, great good is going to come out of it. But you have to be present. You can't just roller skate through your day and sign every paper that's put in front of you or agree with everything that anybody says. You really, really need to get present. So I hope that is, I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope that that serves you in some way. They're really pretty. They're so pretty. It seems a great shame that we can't eat them. So something that you're finding attractive and easy, just back up a little bit and check. Check. Doesn't cost anything to read it a second time, right? I hope that makes sense. It's so nice to see you here. And if there's anybody else who's here, I don't see your names until you comment. So I don't know. There could be. You're welcome, Trish. Welcome. I can't tell either. I know some people get their reading and they go away again. I know other people, Kathy Dolby Anderson, who just stay, and that's lovely. I really enjoy your company, and I enjoy that you're willing to be here. And I am going to be migrating these videos onto my YouTube channel. YouTube channel isn't up yet, but it's coming soon. And yes, I was a little shocked to discover how many of these sessions I've done, and how many other sessions I've done that are going to be there. Pooja, hello, welcome back. Lovely to see you. I'm doing great. I'm always happy when I'm doing this. This is why I came to this planet, is to read cards and numerology, touch the lives of people. So Pooja, you would like a card? I will wait for you to affirm that, and then I will read for you. And if there's anybody else who has come in as well, let me know you're here. Oh, it's 2:34. Everything is happening in order. Thank you. I do enjoy this. Green hearts back to you too. I love it. That is nice. And we seem to be, yes please, we seem to be having much less of a delay today, I think. You're responding to things quickly. And touch wood, nobody's telling me that the sound is bad, or that they're losing, or they're breaking up the feed. Oh, I've got two. My eyes are still closed. I don't know what they are. I'm going to go with this one. Oh, nice. We've seen this one recently too, Pooja. This is number 19, Potential. And there in the white pine as it's growing, it's sort of the energy of being at the center of these clusters of needles, when you can choose which direction you're going to go in. So it's very apropos to being at home and being outside of the all of the activities we got used to in the last 100 years or so. Um, Certainly the last 20 years. Being back at the center where there are lots of choices. You can decide for yourself. You can envision different ways of doing things. You can adopt habits that you've developed. Um, just for example, where I am, the idea of having somebody else do the grocery shopping and pop it in your trunk when you go by. A lot of people go and keep that up even when they're able to go shopping. There's all this new stuff that had never ever been particularly on the radar, and now it's going to move forward with us, even when it isn't the only way. It's a new system coming into place. One is your essential identity, your central self. Nine is that holistic energy that contains all things. They're adding up into a 10. The one is yourself. The zero is all things. And they're adding up again to a one. So it's very much about you being in charge of what comes next and what the direction that you want to go in. A tiny change, I often say, a tiny change now in the angle of your movement forward changes enormously where you end up in 6 months or in a year or in 20 years if you're looking at goals as long term as that. So you get to decide what happens to you. That's why you came into the physical world, to experience being yourself, not to do what somebody else said or what somebody wrote in a book 200 years ago, or what serves the profit takers who are calling the shots around a lot of things. You, Pooja, you get to choose. So that's nice. That's nice energy. I like it. And the fact that it is the 1 and the 9, that it is you in concert with all the power that is. I don't know if you have a quiet practice, if you do anything that helps you to connect to the wisdom within, because it is there. And whether you meditate or pray or hug trees or walk labyrinths or you do something athletic to get into the zone, there are lots of different ways of reaching that place. There's no right or wrong. We're all the paths lead up the mountain, right? So if you're able to do that and get some clarity about what it is that your deepest soul has come to do, and from there you can figure out what your next steps are. It's very nice. Very nice. Okay, is anybody here? Anybody else? Welcome if you have arrived. Thank you so much for coming. Okay. I bet Kathy's still here. I wish... Kathy, can you see eyeballs? There was one day that people could see eyeballs and they were able to tell me what was going on. How many were going on. I, of course, had forgotten I asked by the time I got the answers, but they seem to be pretty good right now. Maybe. Nobody's saying anything, so I can't tell if it's delayed. Whoa, there we go. Why life is so difficult. Why life is not simple. Why is there so much pain all around? You know, Pooja, you came to live your life. What's all around isn't your concern until you've figured out about any pain that you are suffering. Working with your reality and connecting to your depths are what you came to do, right? If you wanted it to be easy, you could have stayed in spirit. You came to do this work. So if I don't know if you've signed up for my newsletter, but you can message me through this page, or you can go to my website and send me an email, either way. But if you'd like to make an appointment so that we can talk and figure out what it is that you're dealing with, we can look at your birth date and maybe some of the other stuff and really get into the depths. That would be cool. I would like that. Hey, Jen. Good to see you. I'm so glad you made it. That's great. If you want a card, let me know in the comments and I will draw one for you. I love it. Rasheen. Rasheen would love a card reading. Okay, so Jen, I'm waiting for your response. Meanwhile, I'm going to draw for Rasheen. And if I'm saying your name incorrectly, Rasheen, let me know, because I never ever want to mispronounce anybody's name. I do my best. I'm not always correct. All right, for Rasheen. Okay, Rasheen. It was correct. Yay me. All right. Okay, you're welcome, Pooja. All right, so Rasheen has drawn number 32, which is exploring. This is a bramble vine that took off across a hard-earth driveway that wasn't being used and went where no bramble had ever been before. Suggests to me that you are in a time of heading into unknown territory and doing new things and exploring a little bit. The 32, 3 is the number of inspiration and inspired thought and original thinking. 2 is relationship and community. They're adding together to a 5, which is always about change and growth and expansion of spiritual expansion that comes. Because as you go to new places, you learn about the new places and you learn about yourself and who you are when you travel and how much you resist or embrace new ideas and new places and new things. So there's multiple ways in which that exploration can impact on your way of being. So that's a really nice place to be. The that going forward, choosing, checking, and doing. I think in some ways, some unpredictability. That bramble was not planted with an intention for it to be out in the driveway. So it's very much going beyond what was ever expected of it. And in some ways, this whole thing with COVID is doing that. It's moving us into a place that, okay, I'm glad that makes sense, Rasheen. Good, good, good. All right, so now for Jen. Jen, who is Jen has a need to shift into a positive energy to lift herself out of the cloud that is her neighborhood, to imagine herself in a place of harmonious growth. We need friction to grow, but sometimes we get stuck because the friction slows us down, right? Inertia and all that. Okay. So it's here, I think. I'm sure. Oh, Jen, you have drawn the self-awareness card. It's a lovely card. The one is the your central identity, your individual spirit, your core, who you are. The 0 is the cosmos. It is all things. And they're coming together. When we add them together, we still get a 1, because you are the cosmos and you are all things. And being aware of that, just as this rose bush is aware of the sun shining through it, and just as the sun is aware of the rose bush that is shining down on, So you are called to be aware of your role in all things, because no matter what happens, it's your response that decides how you're going to feel. If you wake up in the morning and decide that you're going to limp all day, then you can limp all day. That's all right. But be aware that you've made the choice to limp, and don't be looking for somebody else to bring the wheelchair, right? Does that make sense? I Yeah, I think that's a really, really nice card for you. I love that there was so much blossom and so much light, and just that call for the blossoms to look at the light, because yeah, it doesn't matter a jot if there is a woodpecker on one of the branches going to break it off. It doesn't matter. Can't hurt this bush. This bush is going to survive no matter what. Like that. I do like that. I hope that makes sense. Mantha, when will you get married? I don't know. I really truly don't. However, we can see, we can, if you want to make an appointment to do some numerology, we can maybe narrow down some of the vibrations. Remember, at the end of the day, that you are the person who makes decisions about your life. This is your body, your marriage. You get to choose. If you have a sacred contract with some other soul who is around, then it will that person will show up at the right time, for sure. Okay, but I will keep your question in mind. We'll see whether or not, I don't have a card that says, ooh, marriage on Thursday. That doesn't exist. But reading for Mantha. What's that one? This is kind of neat. Okay, so we have the 1 and the 4, and it's the 14. I'm racing ahead of myself. This is Queen Anne's lace, which is a very structurally complex flower. And the message on it is design. And it's a reminder to us that, you're welcome, Jen. It's a reminder to us that we get to be the architects of our own lives. So you can map out the future that you would like. You can meditate and ask your deep wisdom which direction comes next. You can respond when you hear about a field. Maybe you've heard that making balloon animals in a children's hospital could be fun, and when you hear about it, your heart goes pit-a-pat and you say, I want to do that. So follow that. Design your life so that you can learn to make balloon animals, and you can go to the children's hospital. You get to design your future, and if it is your heart's desire to be with a partner, to make a marriage and make a household together, and that's because you are called to it, not because your culture says so, or your grandma wants you to be married before she passes, or any of those other outside pressures, then design your life so that you're in a place to meet potential partners. Go to where they are. Go to find activities that are going to include potential partners, and just have a good time and meet people, and allow, we're back with those raspberries again, allow that to unfold. You only get to live your life. You can't do a magic spell to make somebody else come and join it. But when you're living your life to the fullest, um, I'm reminded for some reason. Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, Jen. I mean no disrespect. Um, and ignoring isn't the right word. We need to talk. Um, this is for Mamtha. It's about connecting with your life being as the fullest and the most mantha it can be. And as that blossoming happens, the way that the Queen Anne's lace does, there's a John Lennon quote about not censoring yourself to make other people happy. Be yourself, and your people will come to you. That's a very bad paraphrase, but it's true. If you are doing the things that fulfill you and excite you and help you to progress in life, then the people who are going to be present are going to be the kind of people who will fulfill you and help you progress in life. And that's where a partner is going to show up. So you get to design that. Are you going to do that tomorrow, or are you going to wait until 2030? It's your choice. It's your body. It's your life. It's your future. So I would get serious about knowing what it is that you really want in life, and let the partner show up at an appropriate time, because they will. If you're contracted to, they definitely will. Oh, Jen Banks, I do enjoy your company. I do. And yes, we will talk later for sure. There's a lot of meat on that bone. Okay, you got the point. Oh, good, Mantha. Good. Delighted to see that. And I hope I see you again. I am here. I'm here all week. I'm here on Tuesdays at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, and on Fridays at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And I am many other places. You can head over to my, well, I'm not really many other places because I'm in isolation. However, you can find me on my website at joleath.com, and that's spelled the same as at the top of this page. Website with a bunch of stuff and some links to other things, and you can sign up for my newsletter, and you can read my blogs over there. And when I do get to be going out more and doing more things, I have a few things on the back burner, and I'm learning to use Zoom in different ways, and I'm meeting with people there. I'm absolutely making appointments to meet with people. I've still got my special on. I've extended it. This is my 50th anniversary of coming to Canada. So I'm doing readings, numerology and cards, and whatever we need to combine with that to answer your questions. So I'm doing 50 minutes for $50. And I've had some wonderful sessions and met some wonderful people, and met some people several times, and it is really a good time. I'm enjoying doing that. And what else can I tell you? I have migrating these videos over to YouTube, and I'm halfway planning a launch, not in the next week. So I will let you know through here when that's going to happen. Anybody wants to go back and review the sessions that they've missed or anything like that, there's lots and lots of reading time been done, and probably all the cards in the deck at one time or another. I can't imagine that any of them have not been drawn. And what else can I tell you? Okay, it's 4 minutes to the hour. This is often the time somebody else comes in, which is all right too. This has been really busy. Thank you everybody who came. I do so appreciate that. And I think maybe I've kind of found a happy side on the algorithm today, because people seem to have heard about it. Sometimes it doesn't go out. I don't know why. So what else can I tell you? You can follow me on Twitter. I always put reminders about these lives. I'm at all one word, but at Journey Align, ALIGN. One of my programs is called Journey into Alignment, and that was too long for Twitter. So it's at Journey Align. And if you want to know more about Journey into Alignment, you can send me a message about that too. Because I think we are all on that pathway towards the all paths lead to the top of the mountain. I think at the top of the mountain we find that place where we're in alignment with spirit and things just feel good all the time. And we get to sit in our own homes and do card readings if that's what we're here to do. We find that thing that fulfills us and makes us happy. I like it. All right. So is anybody still here? I'm seeing 3 minutes left. Kathy, are you still here to say, Heather, you stayed all this time? Wow. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. And I think the feed was better this time. Nobody complained about it, so I hope you got to see it well. Thank you for being here. And yes, I have an email half ready. I will send it to you very soon. Okay, Kathy, are you still here? It is raining in Glasgow. No? Oh, maybe she's gone. Okay. All right. So I think I am going to declare this complete unless somebody else pops up. I'm reading 2:59. Gosh, this hour goes fast. It really does, especially when people are here. A couple of people usually here on a Friday that I didn't see. That's interesting. And it's all right. Okay. All right. So I wish everybody a wonderful weekend. And I will be back on Tuesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Next Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And in between, there should be a newsletter going out. And I'm always happy to answer messages through Facebook or through from the website on the Contact Us page. There's several ways of getting a hold of me. So I wish everybody well. I am ending the live video. Bye-bye.